All right, first and foremost, I'm going to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the 144,000, the rest of the elect. I'm the brother YASHAMIAHLA, back with another quick lesson, Lord willing and satisfying. And I just wanted to chime in on this topic about why I left the Hebrew Israelites, all these jakes on YouTube, why I'm not a Hebrew Israelite no more, and all these bullshit testimonies, which a lot of y'all are agents, all right? A lot of y'all are sent to try to demonize this truth so that the elect ultimately won't receive it, but that's the whole point. You don't really hear that point getting stressed enough amongst the other Hebrew Israelite camps. All right, but here at Great Millstone, we always going to stress to you that this thing is only for the elect. So if you have an Israelite, a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American that comes into the truth, because that's what they're really trying to say, why I left the truth. But obviously, you can't put it like that because then you sound stupid. All right, but they say why I left the Hebrew Israelites. What they're really saying is they're leaving the truth, the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Hebrew Israelites are bringing out. Because a Hebrew Israelite, if you knew anything, even just the basics, you would know that that's a nationality. You can't leave being who you are. You can't become what you already are. That would be like a Chinese man saying, why I'm no longer Chinese. It wouldn't make sense, but that's what they're trying to say, why they left the truth when they learn about this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of being a Hebrew Israelite. They're trying to demonize the truth, and you can't do that for the elect. Meaning that ultimately offenses are going to come with this truth. Ultimately, you're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be humiliated. You're going to be shamed in this world. But the elect of the nation of Israel, the predestinated Israelites who's meant to get this truth and be saved, they're not going to be offended by these things. They're not going to let these things dissuade them from the truth. All right? Because it's sealed in their mind through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So you see the other camps, they got the world-friendly doctrines, right? They're trying to include all Israel. Oh, we trying to wake up the community. The Lord didn't tell you to do that. That's not prophecy. That's not scriptural. They're adding and taking away things out of the Bible to make it more acceptable for you losers, man. You two-third losers. And see what happened? They come in and they still don't want it anyways. They don't even want the world-friendly version because their spirit ain't right, man. It's not meant for them at all. These Hellenized, two-third westernized jakes, man. There's no part of the truth for them. Now, in their spirit, they're Israelites, right? They're going to come back. They're going to be saved in the kingdom. They're going to have to die painful deaths like the Apocrypha tells you. They'll learn it after death by pain. Eventually in the kingdom, they'll be all righteous, but for now, they're not going to receive the truth. It don't matter how you try to paint it. It don't matter how friendly you try to make it or less offensive to the world, or it really doesn't matter. All right, I got a scripture. This is Proverbs 29:7. The unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So there you go. An unjust man is an abomination to a just man. So we look at the LGBTQ community, these fairies and freaks that be walking around. That's abomination to a righteous man, because that's going against the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But it says he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So if you wicked, this thing is going to be adverse to you. You're not supposed to get it. All right, even in John 3, around 18 or 19, it speaks about that, man. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. These wasn't even scriptures that I had on my list, but through the Spirit is coming out. John 3:19, it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. There you go. So the two-third wicked Israelites, this truth is not for them. It's an abomination to them. Just like when Yahushua also gave that example, the parable about what? Not casting your pearls before swine. All right, to you, to men, a pearl would be something precious, valuable, right? A treasure. But to the pig, it's nothing. It's going to eat it, poop it out, shit on it, step in its own poop, roll in its own poop. It's not going to actually cherish the pearl like you cherish the pearl, because it's nothing but a swine. It's a pig. Don't give that which is holy to the dogs. It's different value systems, man. And these people are like animals. They don't have that spirit, that Holy Spirit. All right, which allows them to see how valuable this truth really is, how precious this truth really is, and how this is going to save the elect of the nation of Israel. They don't even understand these things. So they come, oh man, let me tell you about this story when I started calling on Yahushua. I wanted to start killing white people. You know, they come with all this bullshit, man. Oh, I got sick. I contracted COVID once I stopped calling on the name Jesus. So you keep calling on the name Jesus. All right, that's what's just and fitting for you. See, that's a lot that the Lord put you in. He gave you over to that lot. But as far as for the elect, this is Luke 7:23. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. So for the elect that's not offended in Yahushua, and they don't care what the world has to say about them, what your own family got to say about you, that shit hurts, man. And that's something I wanted to make a point on too, is that the Lord been preparing us for this persecution that's getting ready to come. But when we first was coming in the truth, you know, you told your woman, you might have lost that woman. You might got a new woman now. You might not even probably be with the same woman that you was with when you first came in the truth. Or maybe you still haven't got another one to this day. But Isaiah 4:1 is coming, man, right? But that's beside the point. What I wanted to get at is that, you know, your family came against you. You might have lost your job. You lost best friends, all for the truth's sake, right? And of course, you understood that, but it hurt. But guess what? We was being prepared for the real persecution that's getting ready to come. The whole world coming up against us, man. And Jake is not prepared for that. They're not ready for that. All right? They don't believe in the truth enough for that. They don't have enough faith for that. And that's just something the Lord didn't choose them to do. It's just that plain and simple. If you're blessed, that means that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah chose you. He gave you a strong spirit. He gave you a heavy lot of faith. He gave you the spirit to be persuaded in your own mind. All right? The spirit of fear and trembling of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. That we rather obey the Most High rather than men. See, only the elect is going to have that spirit. That's the ones that are blessed. The rest of y'all, you're going to fall under different categories. You got, where is that? Matthew chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 18 and read it down. It says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. This is in red letters. Yahushua here speaking. He's giving another parable. It says, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. So what Yahushua is giving a parable about is that not everybody that hears this word, not every Israelite that hears this word is going to receive it, is going to believe it and be sealed. And some of them, the word is going to get taken right back from them by I said, the evil one, the wicked one, which could be anything. That could be Satan himself. You know, the person sitting in their mind and they trying to battle the thoughts, man, yeah, this thing ain't true, man. This got to be made up. What's the odds that I'm an actual Israelite? You know, what's the chances of this being real? And that's Satan. That's a demon's unsowing that seed that a brother at the camp or through the video or whatever it may be that you heard the truth. They put a seed in your mind, which is a particular thought. But we know that this parable, Yahushua is speaking about the truth. He's speaking about his doctrine, basically the gospel being preached onto an Israelite is sown in their mind. It's a seed, but then the wicked one comes and unroots that seed before it even gets a chance to grow. So that's people that they'll hear the truth. That's not the truth, but they may be pondering on it for a few days or a week, right? And then suddenly they just, man, fuck that. They go back into the world. They don't research. They don't start studying. They don't continue to watch videos. You got people at the camp like that. They'll come up, listen for a few minutes. It look like they agree. Then they get a phone call. Oh, hold on. They pick their phone up. Oh, yeah, I got to go. That's an example of this parable right here. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet he have not root in himself, but dureth for a while, meaning he endures for a time. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. You see? So because they don't have no root in themselves, they don't really understand what they believe in. They don't really understand what this whole thing is about. And why don't they understand? Because whether they came in through the IUIC or some other Hebrew Israelite camp that doesn't really stress these critical points like the elect, the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Jacob's trouble, how we going to need the Lord in these times to survive. You see, these other camps, they don't really push that out there like that, man. The elect. This thing is only for the elect. You know how many niggas that turns away from this truth just when you teach it that way? The way that the scriptures teach it? That this is a thing of predestination. It's about the Lord's, he already pre-selected who he wanted. And he don't want the majority of Israel. The elect is a small number, a remnant. You know how many niggas just say, man, yeah, I'm not one of those elect, and they just keep going, and they know in their spirit, man, it's not for them. But when you got the Sakari with their drill nigga doctrine, yeah, they're going to attract niggas that would never even have had a chance, so to speak. All right, because why? Because they're contorting, they're perversing the gospel to fit for niggas. All right, this is not a nigga-friendly doctrine, man. This is not a world-friendly doctrine. This doctrine of Yahushua, this truth, this seed, is only for the elect, man. It's going to come with persecution. You're going to be hated. All right, you're going to have supernatural, demonic things happen to you. All right, not all Israelites are built to endure that, to deal with that. Only the elect. See, the ones that's not the elect, once that persecution comes, let me read that part again. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. So what do? They leave the truth. Why I left the Hebrew Israelites? You see? Because why? Because they were offended in Yahushua. And Yahushua said, blessed are those that are not offended in me. So those 2/3, they didn't get the blessing. They didn't get elected. You see? They did not receive that blessing from Yahweh Shem Yahushua to endure, even though you're hated. All right, to still love the Lord, even if everybody else hates you, man. And in Romans, the Apostle Paul said that nothing is going to separate us from the love of Yahushua. Not death, not persecution, ridicule, not fucking starving, nothing. The elect is going to basically receive it like it says. Well, I got to keep reading. I got to jump down. It's verse 23, but let me read 22 first. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. So there you got guys that come into the truth and they endure. They going through certain persecutions and things like that. They endure for a little while, unlike the seed previously before, right? But what happens is over time, they become less productive over time, to the point where they're not even doing no videos no more, no lessons. They barely come into camp. They late to camp every week. All right, they're not on fire for this thing no more. And at one time they were. But what happened? It said the thorns. So that means what? We got to completely separate from this world. Now you can't 100% do that, so to speak. You can't just leave your family, go into the woods and just, don't have a job and, don't pay your bills and shit like that, get evicted. I'm living in my car. That's way over righteous, but there's a balance, and it really goes back to like your personal belief and your philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Jakes that they don't have no fucking balance, man. They think it's evil to go out and have a drink and, and that's that man. In Romans 14, it tells you about that, how every man's faith is basically different. And really your faith is just between you and Yahweh Shem Yahushai. One brother might say, nah, we shouldn't be eating meat, Ak. It's offered onto idols or whatever or whatnot. And another brother say, yo, brother, I pray for it. Yahweh Shem Yahushai created all animals, so I don't have to worry about that. But to that other man, he's still thinking, nah, I wouldn't do it. And that's fine. All right, that's a whole different, really, that's a different subject. But I'm saying that because you always got jakes that are listening, and they could be simple. You know, they could just be coming in. They still got the foolishness of the world and things like that. They start, yeah, fuck my family. And they, you know, you don't, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? This thing is about balance, and ultimately, it's really about attending to the truth. You know, making time in your life to make this truth a priority. Excuse me. Right? Making this the number one thing in your life and not putting nothing before, not your family, your job, nothing. All right? But you got jakes, like I said, they'll do that. They'll start coming to camp late or not even coming at all. Oh, but I got to work. I'm busy. I work all the time. They never doing videos. Oh, it's because I'm always working. Well, that's the word being choked out of you, man. All right, it's being strangled out of you. Now, this is the last one. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it. See, you got to understand what you in, man. You got to be fully persuaded in your own mind before you even move any further in this truth. All right, it starts with the understanding, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some in 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. So they're going to be productive in some capacity. Not every brother is going to be doing 100 videos a week. All right, that's not every man's lot. Every brother has a different portion of the spirit. See, Yahawashi, he had the fullness of the spirit. He had all of it. But when he left, right, he left us the Holy Spirit, he fractioned it out amongst the disciples and so on and so forth, man. The prophets, the apostles, the teachers, even helps, man. Even they have a portion of the spirit, but it's not as much. It's not enough to teach and actually go out there and prophesy. But they still, the fact that they will even contribute to the ministry, it shows you that they have a portion of the Holy Spirit of faith. Because they believe that this is the truth and they're doing what they can in their lot, in their capacity. They're doing what they can do to forward the gospel. Because that's what this is all about, man. This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, and then shall the end come. We was never trying to make this no popularity contest. We always tell you that, man, that great millstone. You always hear the apostles saying that. We don't give a fuck how many of you people listen or believe in us, man. Not believe in us, but believe in what we're preaching. We don't care. All right? We know that the elect are the ones that's going to receive this word no matter what, because we're putting the seed out there, and it has to fall into good ground. That's it. It's going to fall into stony ground. It's going to fall into, you know, the ears of people who just, it gets taken out of right away. That's not the point. The point is the elect. All right, you do a video, you get 1,000 views, man. If one of them is of the elect, that's you. Your mission is accomplished, bro. All right, you do a video, you get 10 views. If one of them is the elect, you did your job, man. Even if none of them is the elect, ultimately, what did the Most High told Ezekiel? Prophesy to the wind. Eventually, the wind to carry it to the ears of the elect. A brother may have a dream, and your video is playing in his dream, and he don't even know what the hell. You never know, man. I'm just speaking in the spirit, but at the end of the day, your job is to bring this truth out at the maximum that you can, right? So that the elect could hear it and be sealed, so they could be saved too. And Lord willing, we hoping that we be saved. You see, that's all it's about. But of course, you're gonna have apostates. You're gonna have men that was once a part of this thing fall back out, right? Go back to the world. You know, forsake this truth, try to demonize the truth, or some that have perverted the gospel, some that was once among us, but now they seek to have their own disciples follow after them. So they change the scriptures up, they switch things up. That's a part of the truth as well, man. But that show you that what? They're not of the elect. They were not of the seed that was going to endure through the persecution, through all the worldly temptations, etc. They was never going to make it to the end. You got to endure to the end to be saved. Right? So, what else I got here? Oh, there was another one. See, I had this at the very beginning. I wanted to bring this out. I didn't get to bring it out. But Lord willing, Jake is still listening, because we know y'all got a short-ass attention span. You know, something like a goldfish. This is Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. I wanted to bring that out concerning these Israelites, why I'm leaving the Hebrew Israelite. That's what they're doing. All right, they're basically trimming their ways to seek love. They don't want nothing to do with being a Hebrew Israelite. They look at this thing like it's embarrassing to them That was supposed to come out before Proverbs 29. All right, about the abomination. I mean, about the just man being an abomination to the wicked. I wanted to bring this out because that's what they're doing. They basically would trim their own way. When you look at that word trim or trimmest, why trimmest thou thine own way? H3190, it says to be good, pleasing, well, glad, to be glad. See, so y'all just want to be happy. Y'all just want to get along with the world so we could all be happy. The Lord doesn't prophesy that. The Lord doesn't teach that. All right, he said the world is going to hate you because they hated me. Did the world love Yahawashi 2,000 years ago when they put him on the cross? Did they love him for just prophesying and teaching? He was healing people, man. What was he? What did he do to the people so bad that they had to hate him like that? That they had to put that type of brutal punishment on him like that? Was he a thief? Was he committing adultery with men's wives? Then you will understand, man, this nigga's hated. Everybody hates him because everywhere he goes, he just does mischief on the people. The Lord wasn't doing that. He was teaching the truth. And they hated him just for that. So he said, because they hated me just for that, it's really because they hated my Father who put these words in my mouth to speak. And if you are my disciples and you teach the same word that I'm telling you, they're going to hate you because they hated me. That's what the Lord said. So there ain't no fucking trimming shit to try to get these people's love and respect, man. Fuck these damn people, man. The Lord is going to judge these people out here in the world. All right? Now, again, taking things with balance. You're not just going to go to work, fringes on, cursing out everybody. You a 2/3. You the white man. You're Esau. No, we're not telling you to do that, man. But when it comes time to teaching this truth, doing videos, bringing this truth out, if somebody asks you a question, you got to tell them the answer. You don't trim the answer down. You don't give them a watered down, oh, so do y'all hate white people? Well, we don't hate white people. God hates white people. That's bullshit. You're supposed to tell them the 100% truth, man. Unless what? You ashamed. You're offended by the doctrine. You want to try to be happy. You know what they say, go along to get along. That's what it says, trimming. It says to be pleasing, be pleasing to. You trying to please them. Oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Fuck they damn feathers, man. Fuck them, man. This is some bullshit what you niggas are doing, man. You're not being real men. You're not really standing up for this truth. The Most High said, who's going to stand for me against the evildoers, man? The workers of iniquity. That's the elect, man, the prophets. All you other dudes, you imposters, man. You impersonating the prophets. You're not really the prophets because you don't got the spirit of the prophet. All right, the prophets didn't give a fuck about how the people felt, man. They had to bring the truth out because their life was in danger. According to Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, if the watchman seeth something and he don't blow the trumpet, the Most High is going to require the people's lives at his hand. All right, so there's a certain level of fear of the Lord you got to have, man. You niggas fucking fear the world more than you fear the Lord. You fear embarrassment and shame amongst these fucking pigs out here more than you fear the Lord destroying you. All right? It says to make glad, rejoice, to do good, deal well with. See, so y'all want to tell them smooth things. You know, them lies and deceit, because that's what they want to hear. It's pleasing unto them. It's well unto them. Man, this makes me feel so good. No, man, that's not what the prophets are sent to do. You're supposed to be afraid. We're supposed to be blowing a trumpet to get you ready for a battle. Before people get ready for a battle, do they feel good and comfortable? No, they got anxiety, stress. All right, they're afraid. And what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to go unto Yahweh Shemawashai, man. Call upon those names. Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. That's what the elect of the nation of Israel is supposed to be doing right about now, man. But you getting them ready to fucking have a damn party? That's not the spirit of the Lord, man. So it says in the NLT, how you plot and scheme to win your lovers. See, and that's what they do. They scheming on you, man. They trying to get money out of you. They'll twist and contort the doctrine to make it world friendly so they could get more members, because more members equals what? More money. So they not serving Yahweh by Shemal Shah. They serving Mammon. All right? And they do this. Trimmest thou thy ways, man. That's a hell of a thing right there. right? Even an experienced prostitute could learn from you. That's what it says in the NLT. Even an experienced prostitute could learn from you. So that's saying, man, you are like a real hoe. You are a spiritual hoe, man. A spiritual 304. You see, I'm talking about you jakes, man, that's ashamed of this truth, man. You're like a whore. You're a harlot. You're not faithful unto the Lord, man. You're not a what you call it, a chaste virgin. Like the Apostle Paul said, I present you a chaste virgin before the Lord. He's a jealous God. You niggas don't care that Yahweh Shah is jealous. You over here saying his name could be anything, blah, blah, blah. The Lord is going to destroy you guys, man. Oh, why I left the Hebrew Israelites, man. Even an experienced prostitute could learn from you. So really what that's going into, thou has also taught the wicked one thy ways. Is like you teaching Esau how to get you, how to basically, how you say it? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. You teaching Esau how to seduce our people. See, oh, look, they like money. Oh, look, they like entertainment. You know, oh, the rape thing, we're going to exploit that. We see that they hate that. It really bothers them. So we're going to exploit that. We're going to call GMS the rapist camp. You see that? So basically try to deter Jake away from listening to us. But it doesn't work. It works for the 2/3. It don't work for the elect. My sheep hear my voice and they're going to follow me. Yahweh Shai's sheep, which is the elect, they're going to hear the voice of the Lord no matter what you say about the men of the Lord. So why would you be ashamed to bring out the 100% truth knowing that the elect is still going to receive it whether they demonize you or not? Why would you care? Why would you be seeking to trim your ways? Well, no, you know, it's not really rape. You know, it's more like, no, fuck that, man. Stand on your 10 toes, man. Teach the truth because it's imperative for the elect to receive this thing, man. We want to get the fuck out of here, man. The more people keep hearing lies and believing in lies, so to speak, I mean, it's all in the Lord's time. But what I mean by that is saying, all this time we was being taught lies, you know, there was no opportunity for us to hear the truth and receive it so we could be sealed. But now the truth is out, man. It's fully blown out there, all right? The cat is out of the bag. This is the time to just go hard with this thing, man. Teach the truth. Teach everything. Whatever you know. Put it on a video. You know, get up with your nearest camp. All right? That's what I mean by that. So you don't take it the wrong way. But I think that's pretty much it, you know. Matter of fact, I got one more. This is the book of Mark. Excuse me, Mark chapter 8. And let me see. I'm going to just get to the point, verse 38. But I also wanted to say one more thing. Even Paul had a man, I forgot what his name was off the top of my head, but he had a follower that he said left him for the care of the world. All right? He was given over to Satan because of the care of the world. So he was following Apostle Paul, then he just left the truth. So that's going to show you right there that not every Israelite that comes into this truth, not all of them are going to endure. All right, and some of them is for the care of the world. They care what the world thinks, man. They care what the world feels. The prophets and the men of the Lord and the elect do not. All right, we don't care how people feel. We don't care how people think about us. We don't care about what people see us as when we bring this truth out. Say, man, these guys are assholes, man. We don't care. Though we be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. We don't care. The scriptures back us up. We in tune with the spirit of the Lord, man. All right, ultimately, so it's not a thing about caring about what the world has to say or, oh, you know, y'all would get more followers if you did it like this. We don't care. We're not looking for more followers. We're looking for the elect. Simply just by casting a net out, which is this truth. You know, throwing the seeds out, which is this truth. The different parables that the Lord gave us. He said, just go out on the highways and byways, bid them to the marriage. He said, not all of them are worthy of the marriage. He said, some of them, even though they was bidden, they're going to show up without garments. How the fuck do we have control over that? We don't. All we have control over is pushing the truth out there. And the elect of the nation of Israel hearing it because it's the will of the Lord for them to hear it. So this is Mark 8 and 38. 38. It says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. You see? So who the hell cares about a wicked and adulterous nigga, a sinful nigga who's ashamed of Yahweh Shai? The Lord don't care about him. The Lord said he's not going to profess you before the Father and the holy angels. Meaning what? In the day of the salvation, you're not going to be remembered, man. You're not going to be mentioned. You're going to be forgotten about. Just like you forgot about the Lord and you didn't care about all the sufferings he had to go through. All right, you was ashamed of him. You said, nah, I don't want nothing to do with that truth, man. These niggas is crazy. You know, look at the way that people look at them. You was thinking about that, and you wasn't thinking about the sufferings that the Lord had to go through so that we could receive this truth. And therefore, when the Lord is now glorified, you're not going to partake in that. You're not going to have an inheritance with that. You don't deserve it. You're not going to be glorified. In Romans 8, it says, if we are the children, because of the Holy Spirit tells you the Spirit bear witness. It said, if we are the children, then we are also heirs to the kingdom and heirs of his suffering. So y'all didn't want to go through that. You was ashamed to go through that. You was ashamed to be humiliated by this evil ass wicked world anyway. Who the fuck cares what these people think, man? Look what these people are into. You think we care about their opinion? But hey, man, that's what it said. The Lord's going to be ashamed when it comes to your name being brought up. He's not going to say, yeah, that's one of mine. He's going to say, I don't know that nigga. He ain't do nothing for me. Which represents what? You're going to be left out there in the outer darkness, what the scriptures say, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You're not going to be brought up. You're going to be left out in the dark to be destroyed, to die. And that's terrifying, man. That's terrifying to think of. So, yeah, you Israelites, man, get your act together. But ultimately, it's for the elect. Shalom.